Stephanie and I have just been sitting here scrutinizing this room for the last few minutes as we start up for the week.
Yeah, it's bland as oatmeal, bro.
I think what kind of stands out about it in an interesting way, like, yeah, like it's got this kind of like everything's made of cardboard feel to it, like just kind of like a bland lack of personality, nothing to like look at. It's got that really agonizing, like we're trying not to distract preschoolers feeling of like there's no windows at a height you could see through.
You should have windows for preschoolers.
Well, it's like I just think about like all the classrooms I was in, and I guess in middle school and high school, where there was like the only windows were too high to see anything. So they let light in, but you couldn't like see out of the room half the time.
That's so depressing.
Yeah, like you can't see the parking lot or like nature or anything like that. Like, I don't know, desert vistas aren't the worst like view to have, but instead they get a white wall with not even like a depressing hang in there poster. Like there's just nothing. I think about like when I got my cubicle job at the water board, the fucking the previous person didn't clean up their stuff. They just left it all there. And I also just left it there because it was just a bunch of nature photos all over my walls that were like they were like a bunch of laminated like photos of like forests and stuff like that, just all over my walls. I'm like, well, this is better than the cubicle, and I don't really plan on like bringing my own stuff in, so
you don't want to hang in their poster.
I guess the stuff will just be here. Yeah, like I wasn't gonna decorate my cubicle myself necessarily, but like, oh man, I would lose my mind if I just stare at like what is like. It just looks like whiteboard walls.
did I tell you about the greige? Did I tell you about greige?
Greige?
Yeah.
Gray beige? Is that what you're getting at?
Yes.
The greige walls?
My workplace was painting the walls.
They're painting them greige.
At work. And so there are 3 different colors that they chose for different rooms. One was called flannel, which is just gray. But it like when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, flannel. Okay, like that looks right. I get it. Flannel. One of them was like flannel, like toast, and greige was the other one, which was the most depressing name for a color I've ever heard in my life.
I don't like it. No, I'm just confused when I think of. Do I have the wrong image in my head?
The break
when someone says flannel, I think of like plaid.
No, it's like the gray flannel, like sweatpants. Like the gray sweatpants.
That's flannel?
Yeah.
It's gray.
I mean, you could have patterned flannel. You could have flannel shirts that are patterned.
I guess I don't have a good mental image of what the flannel material is.
Yeah, like we need like Nike sweatpants or flannel.
Huh.
It's hard to explain. Like it's just a type of material. You can get it in all different colors.
I just feel like whenever I hear the word flannel, I see like a plaid shirt in the picture, and so I thought that was what flannel was.
Because
but I guess
traditionally flannel shirts are patterned, but the flannel's referring to the material, not the pattern. Like plaid's referring to the pattern. So there's a plaid flannel shirt that you're looking at, but the flannel's the material. You can buy that in any color.
Now, I guess I'm just uncertain now what the material is. I let this sit unquestioned for so long.
Keith's life has changed because of my story about the greige.
Rocked to its core. Everyone said that Echo would change me, but they never knew how.
It was this moment right here.
This is the most impactful moment in the Echoverse.
But yeah, dude, long story short, the break room in which me and my coworkers have to exist has no windows and is painted greige.
No.
And has no art in it. It is very sad.
Is it a psychological experiment?
I mean, I would not be surprised if like in like 10 years like I get some sort of like check from like a secret organization that was actually just monitoring me the whole time. you work in the cube. I get one of those little notifications that's like, did you work at this place between this time and this time? There's a class action lawsuit you can join because you were actually being monitored. And I'll be like, shit, sign me up for that. They owe me some money.
There's somebody listening to this episode in a room that looks exactly like this.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know what it's like because I've been there.
I think what also strikes me is that like there was vaguely this. I think that there was vaguely this like consistent-ish filtering to the photos, and I think we commented last week like this one looks different in how it's filtered than normal. This one almost doesn't look filtered. I'm like, there's some kind of blurring and like.
I think it has to do with the lighting, because the outside was like overblown because of this bright sun. So I feel like when you put the filter on it, it's gonna look different.
They're definitely just different filters. Like this is a very different filter, this melty looking thing, and this is not the same filter that they were using on like the mall that has those flat like cutout textures where it tries to reduce the whole thing into X number of colors and it creates a bunch of like flat spots.
Yeah, the weird parking lot.
Yeah. But there is something about this that's making this area look more alien than normal, because it is smoothing it over to the point where the whole place looks like it's made out of like wax. Like there's something unnaturally untextured about everything about it that seems more so than what this room actually looks like.
I think there is nothing textured in this room. I think every texture in this room is like IKEA furniture. It's like flat and matte, and that is everything.
So don't think this is just a photo.
No, I think it has very minimal filtering.
But it's hard to, yeah. It's like there's something uncanny about how unintrusive this specific filter is compared to the usual ones. It's freaking me out a little bit. Anyway,
some person's like bored as fuck. They're like, guys, quit
no, we're talking about the wood grain. It's mahogany.
It's fake. It's obviously fake. It's like fake. It's school desk wood grain fake material.
Stepping into City Hall, the first thing I notice is how dry the air feels. Like there's no ventilation to speak of. It makes me feel like I'm standing inside a really slow baking oven. Half of me wants to run out and jump into the first body of water I can find, while the other half just wants to curl up into a ball and nap. Those are very different feelings. You're just gonna split in half. Like in that ending. The faint droning of a voice on a speaker is audible. It sounds like some sort of outdoorsy hunt and fishing podcast. Chase? Flynn's tall, leering form emerges from one of the doorways, a stack of envelopes in hand. Oh, that's why the air conditioning's just awful in here.
Oh, because he likes it toasty.
Flynn works. Yeah. So it's just like, oh no, let me out. I don't like it in here. We stare at each other for a few seconds, as the reality of what we've done with one another is hanging pretty poignantly in the air. We fucked. Our relationship has changed forever.
I mean, it does that.
Hey? He exhales, his demeanor shifting. His raised shoulders going more lax, and his tail settles on the musty, carpeted floor. I think that I guess in their case, they have known each other for a very long time, so it does change things. And also, Chase has had sex with so few people that it's like impactful for him. But for a lot of gay people, they will just like hook up and then move on like that didn't happen because they just do it a lot, and it's like whatever. But in this specific context, they'd be like, "Oh my goodness, the tension in the air." Well,
no, I mean, okay, well, yeah, there's extra tension because there was so much drama attached to this specific sexual encounter.
Yeah.
But then also, they did that thing where like at the end they're like, "Oh, we regret this now," and so it's hella awkward because
we ruined the whole thing.
For most people, it's like, oh, it's like, we fucked, and that's always going to be in the back of your brain forever. Like, it'll be there. I mean, you can not be awkward about it, but it will always, like, alter your relationship with any person you've ever known. Like, it's just going to do it. Whether it's good or bad, like, completely, or not really much of anything, it's always going to alter it just a tiny, tiny bit. But he did that thing where he's like, I regret having sex with you. And boy, that's immensely negative.
Yep.
That sucks.
That's not a good feeling.
I wouldn't know because no one's ever said that to me, so I wouldn't know.
What is that like? What is this alien expression?
What is rejection like?
That's like an option? I didn't even realize that was an option. We're in a very specific situation where we now know something that Chase doesn't know. Because we know that Flynn regrets it, but we only know that because we are seemingly Samuel, and Samuel...
No, he said it to us.
No.
He said, I don't think we should... He was like, I don't think we should do this. Like, they talked about it.
He said that... I think they talked about, like, no one should know. Or, like,
why... Like, we shouldn't do this anymore.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
Yeah, but it's, like, it's in a specific narrative context of, like, there's reasons why it's a bad idea to proceed with this and stuff, as opposed to, like... When we were Samuel in his head, we specifically got to feel him think that he regrets doing it at all. which is much worse.
I would still get that loud and clear if he was like, we shouldn't do this anymore. Like, in like the awkward way.
But it's like in the Romeo and Juliet way. It was like, oh goodness, the context where it's going to go so badly for us.
I would love to do this
again.
with you, but we just can't. It wasn't like that. It was like,
I don't remember exactly what he said, but it felt like there was some, not literally like, oh, one true love, but I mean like the context of, oh fuck, this got us in so much trouble so fast that we should chill.
Yeah, I don't want to get my head caved in by your fucking scary ex-boyfriend.
You know other men? He exhales, his demeanor shifting. His raised shoulders going more lax, and his tail settles on the musty carpeted floor.
Yuck, don't put your tail on that. You're the musty floor.
What? He looks back through one of the doorways beside him, then back to me, his scaled brow furrowed. For a moment, my mind blanks, and I'm not sure what to do with my paws. It's really stuffy in here. Flynn looks at me questioningly. The only people who work here are reptiles, so we keep the habitat all dry and such.
Is that a commentary on the government?
I don't...
What was that thing that people thought? Or like that dumb conspiracy theory where people thought that the government was infiltrated by reptile people?
Oh my god!
like Obama was like a reptile person. Like there's all those people who thought that for real.
Yeah, I mean that greatly predates that, but because it takes on a racist tone when you also add it when you start leaning onto it more during Obama era, which people did. But yeah, no, that's just a whole thing with the idea that like that the elites are like some kind of other like species entirely and so on.
People from other countries listening to this are gonna be like, "What the fuck's wrong with America?"
No, they know about it. Do you have an idea how much American media and social media just fucking like filibusters the rest of the world's communication? Like that's all you can hear.
No, because I'm not
time.
on the internet, so I don't know.
They're so overexposed to whatever's going on in our country.
I'm so sorry,
all the
everybody
time.
else.
But in the Echoverse, the government really is reptile people.
That's really funny.
Oh my god! I don't know if they planned that. I don't know if they had.
I don't think so.
I don't know if they had that in mind.
I think it's a very funny coincidence.
I would imagine that Flynn was imagined as a Gila monster before he was also the government. And you're just like, oh, how do we texture out these characters? I'm gonna save this typo and say that the habitat is just a really funny in-universe
it's like
brand.
The thermostat.
Yeah. It's a really funny in-universe pun branding of the species specific habitat maintaining like air conditioners that they have. I mean as opposed to just a very funny typo where they called it a habitat.
I have snakes, so I buy like reptile related products. I would not be surprised if that was a thing.
Yeah.
Like they make puns all the time.
So what I'm saying is that this is my personal plea to you, McSkinny, or whoever's listening. Go back and patch this game to fix every typo I've ever pointed out, but this one, just capitalize it.
Yeah, and
that's how you save
it. TM after it. Like.
Yeah, capitalize it with TM. He says the TM out loud, and just leave habitat in and as a word and make it canon.
I love it.
His gaze shifts back to the doorway again before returning to me. There's something you want? I'm pretty busy.
You don't fucking look pretty busy.
He's literally carrying a handful of shit around.
Oh, I forgot.
How dare you?
I was looking at his
He's the only character that's been doing something this whole game.
That is true.
No one else has been busy besides the diner.
Yeah, fucking what's her face is working her ass off.
We specifically only ever see people when they're avoiding their job.
Yeah, Janice is literally always in her uniform. I think she's actually the hardest working person.
I guess Jen is
Echo.
also working on her project. She's actually doing her homework.
Yeah.
Jen knows what it looks like.
I said Janice. Janice is hardworking.
Yeah, because I mentioned the diner a minute ago. But I'm saying like also, I guess Jen is also like working on her project. So it's like Jenna specifically foils how much Chase is ignoring his project, because we see how often Jenna's actually like
she has her laptop out all the time.
Yeah, and it's like I know that it's an in-universe way of filtering the characters, of like splitting them up. It's like, oh no, she's gotta focus on her thing right now, but like that's somebody working on their project. I clear my throat, crossing my arms over my chest. Yeah, I was hoping to get permission to film around City Hall and take a look at some records. What records were you looking to go through? Well, I don't know. Flynn stares at me with an indiscernible expression. I was just looking for anything I can use in my report. Cool. Thanks, Chase. Helpful request. You've really thought this through and you're prepared as the person whose report it is. Sure, let Flynn do all the thinking for you.
Yeah, that was like the most vague request.
That's so frustrating. Can you I'm just a floppy, useless person. Can you do my report for me?
My report is about Echo, and like all of your files are about Echo.
So I just need the full everything. Just give them all to me, but also synthesize them. Like a report.
Fucking.
Can you give me a report on
Flynn is
Echo?
like, what is your project on? Has he even told Flynn what the project is on? Like, what is the project on again? I don't even remember. It's like about the history of Echo?
Some kind of. I think it's like the history of Echo, and so at least in the Carl route, he fixates on the hysteria, but I don't know if he always does. But he usually doesn't seem to make it very far.
No.
He's doing some kind of history, he's doing a journalism on Echo for his journalism class. So he's just investigating Echo for whatever's long enough to be a passing grade. So you don't have a parcel number or a date or anything. You want to just, browse? Well, maybe you could point me in the right direction? You're the city clerk after all.
Oh my gosh. Like I said, what the fuck? Where's he supposed to point? Like what do you want?
Do you want like tax documents that you're not fucking allowed to read?
Do you want like electrical reports? Do you want like the plumbing schematics? Do you want like what the fuck do you want?
Regulations on that road we're not fixing.
How many the number of potholes?
The one that's gonna ruin Cameron's life in a few years.
Ooh.
Flynn lets out a raspy exhale, moving to take a seat in his swivel chair at the front desk, his tail coiling around the base.
That's cute.
All right. The reading room is off limits on account of that monsoon season took out a portion of its roof cover last year. I can set you up in the mail room with the microfiche and it's a really funny word, and a computer for the time being. He grasps at the edge of the desk, staring at the tips of his fingers. I need to check with the mayor to see what all you've got access to. Flynn's about to stand again when another Gila steps in the room.
Another Gila! Oh! Oh, that's his aunt.
Reptiles don't got titties.
Says who?
Reptiles.
Yes.
If they could speak.
That is actually... You're right, that is actually canonically not accurate at all. Reptiles do not have titties.
I mean, make your characters however you want and all that, but I'm just saying the setting seems to give extra special attention to like musk types and other shit like that. So I'm just like, you know why they're called mammals, right?
Yeah, mammaries.
What the name stands for. The moment they're not mammals, they don't got titties anymore. This is how it goes.
I mean,
nature's cruel.
Hey, man, I kind of can dig like the life,
That's why you can't draw Flynn with nippies.
Oh yeah, I guess he doesn't have nippies.
He's just got to have like chest muscles and then no other details. I don't know if Flynn has nipples because I don't remember. Have we seen him shirtless?
I mean, I think so.
I don't know if a single character in the Echoverse has nipples visible, at least. Because the other thing about furries is that you have fur, and then you just don't draw.
Oh man, Jenna would have like 8. I didn't even think about that.
If you go further in that direction, yes, then you end up with the 8 nipples. So Jenna might potentially have like 4 bras or like some kind of like just weird webbed thing that she wears over her whole body.
Look like a caterpillar, like be all segmented. I don't really like that part of it. I'm gonna like in considering like furry universes, I'm just gonna redact that possibility because I do not like that one.
That is very much an optional choice you pick.
And then you go for cows, with like
utter
bras.
You're inherently mixing people with animals, so like you can pick which part of people or animal you want. But I'm just saying that when you're focusing on all these other like slightly realistic terms, I'm like, I feel like I don't think women I don't think women reptiles would have boobies in this universe. I don't think that's what would happen.
I don't think so either.
They've been too specific about too many other things.
I think it's funny you just said booby.
Boobies. I'm cycling through the options.
Don't say sweater puppies, for the love of God.
What?
That's my least favorite one.
Whoa.
Sweater puppies?
Sweater puppies. What the fuck?
It's a real one.
Oh
I hate to tell you.
It's adorable.
Dude,
what an adorable image, sweater puppies.
There have been times in my life where I've been having a serious conversation with a straight man, and okay, well, first of all, I have heard sweater puppies out in the field in real life, okay?
In the field.
In the field. but
help.
I know, help me, okay? Help me. For the love of God. But in my life, there have been times where I've been having a very serious conversation with the straight man who says boobies, and it always makes me laugh because I'm like, you can't just say like boobies. Breasts or something. It would they're always like children. They're always like. What about the boobies? And I'm like, what do you like? Did you just? How old are you?
Boobies are funny. It's a funny word.
I know, but if you're trying to like fuck someone and they say boobies to you, it really takes you out of it. Okay. Hey girl, I love your boobies. Like, no.
Men will flip out over whether or not crossing your legs or drinking from a straw is gay, and then they'll say boobies out loud.
I'm crossing my legs and drinking from a straw.
Right now.
Anyways, check out Flynn's aunt's boobies.
Yes. Listen, we've had a lot to observe and react to. At some point, you just gotta accept it. She's slightly overweight and decked out in khaki shorts and a matching outdoorsy button-up top.
She's adorable.
Despite being indoors, she dons a large sun hat, also khaki. Oh, it's khaki? It's made of khaki? I guess so.
Yeah.
It's a lot of khaki. She's just...
yeah.
Just one consistent material. It's the only thing that feels good on the bod.
A lot of sun hats are made of khaki.
Yeah. With a vibrant floral bandana around her neck.
She's so cute.
This must be the mayor, Flynn's aunt.
I'm sorry you're the mayor of Echo.
Do you know her name, Chase?
I guarantee he does not. He's not a good friend.
She's like, oh, Miss, with all due respect, Miss Mayor, Flynn's aunt. Still says mayor. He doesn't know her name.
She has no fucking name.
He doesn't know her name.
It's like the mayor from Powerpuff Girls, who like it's just hi mayor.
He doesn't know the name of a family member of one of his oldest friends, who's the mayor of the town he grew up in. At least now.
I thought I heard another voice in here.
I catch wind of her perfume, a strong, sweet pea scent that seems to fill the room.
She's so cute.
She's her slitted blue-green eyes focus in on me. It's almost like she's sizing me up.
Are you from the grant committee?
I pause and quickly shake my head. No, sorry. She visibly seems to deflate, her brow lowering and her eyelids drooping into a half-lidded lull. I'm Chase, Flynn's friend.
That's so. Another one, then?
Face change is not a good one. She's not pleased with that.
Well, she wanted grants from the grant committee. We have no money.
Yeah. I can tell that she's drawn by a different artist. There's like just enough details that stand out. She has like a very like broad, flat nose. It's like slightly closer to like how people draw cows.
Yeah.
She looks over towards Flynn, who's currently rubbing his temple. He responds quickly. An old friend. Childhood.
Oh, the aunt's insinuating that boys come and show up for Flynn all the time.
Just Flynn the hoe bag.
Oh, another friend?
And they all just show up constantly at work.
Oh my gosh.
Just sprawl out over the counter.
Like, oh, I'm here to look at some records. He's like, oh, that's always the excuse they use when they come
Is
in
it
to
hot
see
in
me.
here?
Yes.
Yes.
The
It's very hot in
reptile
here.
or whatever
The Habistat.
Habistat is
Keep
all
the Habistat up so that the clothes fly off.
That's this. He doesn't even like the warm temperature. That's just excuse so he can get people to take their clothes off.
Yeah. You've met Chase before, I'm pretty sure, or at least seen him around town.
You're the mayor after all.
She seems to think for a moment before a look of realization comes to her.
Oh, I almost didn't recognize you with that thing on your chin. I most certainly remember you.
Oh no.
Damn. Damn.
Oh, all the karmic retribution Chase gets is all concentrated on his face. Sometimes his legs. I blink, reaching up and covering my goatee instinctively.
You were the one who was always palling around with that red wolf fella. Leo, weren't you? Gay couple, right?
Just awkward inserts. Just awkward sentence to add there.
Y'all are gay, right?
I chuckled a bit sheepishly, nodding. Having spent the past 3 years in Pueblo, I'm not as used to people talking about me like this as I once was. Yeah, sort of. I mean, yes. She exchanges a glance with Flynn, who's looking a bit tense. Chase is doing a school project on the town and wants access to records we've got on hand.
He filled a request form yet?
No, he just wants to browse, I guess. Well, it's only public record stuff that I want to take a look at. You still have to go through the process. Usually the requests are just a parcel at a time.
What sort of school project is this for, Chase?
Well, I'm a journalism major at the University of Pueblo, and I have to create a documentary-style video report on something. I chose Echo.
Ah, you aren't aiming to smear us to the general public then, are ya?
Her tone suggests she's joking, but she has that same look. It's that same intense look that Flynn has when I can't really tell for sure. No, Mayor.
You know, we have a grant application that we're interested in putting out there that requires a video entry detailing the sites around town. Would you be interested in that sort of thing?
Oh, well, maybe? I don't know. I guess I have to know more about the project. Honestly, I can't imagine the sheer amount of sugarcoating I'd need to muster to create a positive report about this place.
Be like, oh, that one water pump that Kudzu showed me that one time.
Yeah.
Here's a picture.
Historic landmarks.
Water pump.
You just go through the tetanus alley. Charming locale. Friendly neighbors.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah, just cut. Yeah, no, leave that part out.
No.
The mines. Beautiful mines.
Yeah, historic mines. Friendly neighbors. It's just fucking Duke working on his car and glaring at you. What are you doing here? Mute that. Fill this out. Flynn is pushing a form across the desk my way. I just want one of those people to make that now. Like the, what is it? Like Tiago or Sebastian or something, or shit, that's not his name. The, failing names today. But like the people that made like the dancing Leo animation or the donut hole animation.
Yeah,
one of them trying to do like a
Welcome to Echo.
Like VHS scan lined, slightly chromatic aberrated,
the intro to Tom Goes to the Mayor.
Muffled audio, like VHS of the landmarks of Echo and its appeal to tourists, trying to like hype up its new the project they're trying to do to make the lake a resort.
So yeah, so you show the lake, you show the diner, you have Janice there smiling, everything looks a little crusty. You could show like Carl's house a bunch because it's the only nice house in town. So you can just like really focus on Carl's house and just obscure all the houses in the back that are for poor people. Like the mall, and really with no one in the parking lot. Like the mall.
The mall's in Peyton.
Oh yeah, shit.
That's the decay of the next town over, which is the much better like place to live.
Damn.
Yeah. No, that's
The train tracks.
The mall is where Echo people go for an upgrade for a day trip to escape Echo. They go to Peyton. Oh no.
Yeah, no, I always felt that, like, no. The mall I grew up in, it was slowly deteriorating, and so when I was working there...
The mall you grew up in?
Yeah, the mall I grew up at, like, around, like, in my hometown.
The mall that raised me.
The mall that was my true mother. Like,
yeah.
The Victoria's Secret and the Bath and Body Works are, like, the only two things that are still there. Because as Dan Bell says, those are the cockroaches of the mall. They don't ever die. Those two franchises are the two that stay. But, no, I used to work there, and people would be like, where's the stairs? And I'm like, ma'am, this is a one-story mall. Like, this is a shitty place. I don't know why you traveled to come here.
Feel the ceiling looming in under you. Over you.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a ceiling tile fell out and hit you in the head, dude. Like, the place is falling apart.
You're today's lucky winner.
There was gunshot holes in the last store, like it was a Sears. I went to go visit recently, and there was gunshot holes in the window of the Sears that was closed down and boarded up because Sears is defunct now. That was like one of the places I worked in the mall, but it had gunshot holes in it, and there's a sign that's like closed permanently, and there's not going to be anything going there anytime soon.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Flynn is pushing a foam.
Foam?
Nope. No. The habitat's getting to me. Flynn is pushing a form across the desk my way. The mayor clears her throat.
Chase, where asks for lot/parcel requests, you can put all inventory.
Alright, will do. As I take a pen from Flynn and begin to write, I see him look up to his aunt. All inventory?
Yes.
Alright then. He huffs some idly.
He huffs.
Yeah.
He huffs some.
Yeah.
Like he huffs some.
Yeah,
idly.
he huffs some idly. I was trying to parse like that sentence. He huffs something idly, like the way that something is used as like a
something fierce.
adverb. I don't know.
Like something
what do
fierce.
you call that?
Oh, he's huffing something fierce.
Yeah. The podcasters on Flynn's computer's speakers are going into detail about creating complex fish nets and trappings. He listens to fishing podcasts. He's that into fishing that he wants to listen to thinking about it while he's at work. Like it's what captivates him.
I mean, you know, to each their own.
Yeah.
Charlize Theron.
This case, it fascinates me.
I'll leave you two boys to it then. Welcome back to Echo, Chase.
It's good to be back. Flynn suddenly rolls his eyes, turning back to his computer. The mayor just smiles before heading back to what I assume is her office. I finish up the form in silence, pushing it back towards Flynn. He squints at it a moment before speaking. Any word from Leo? The topic change catches me off guard. I look up to see Flynn leaning in close, his voice lowered. Yeah, I believe he believed the whole spending the night at Carl's story.
I don't know if I'd say he believed it, but he accepted it.
I doubt that.
He just took it.
Carl went along with it? Uh-huh. I ended up telling him the whole truth, though. I guess I just started feeling real shit about all the lying. Flynn leans back in his chair suddenly, clenching his eyes shut tight. He opens his mouth like he's going to say something, but merely shakes his head.
It's like, Carl will never fuck me now. You ruined my chances with my one true love.
Chase not knowing, he doesn't know their truth together. You fucked everything up for me. Chase, you fucking realize that when this week is over, you just get to go back to college land. And I'm stuck here with the results of all your shitty choices.
I mean, you also chose Flynn. Like, this isn't just a one-person choice.
You know Carl as well as I do. He wouldn't go telling Leo to start drama. That's not his problem, Chase. The problem is he doesn't want Carl to know about this either. He interacts with Carl, not Leo. And anyway, he saw us, by her truck. Flynn's eyes open and he just stares at the ceiling for a long moment. Fuck it. Let's get your musky ass set up with a goddamn county guest login, so I can access your GIS maps. GIS! Wow, traumatic memories.
I was gonna make a jizz joke, but...
Jizz?
Yeah.
I'm confused because I thought Carl was coming in with us. Did I lose track of that?
No, he was setting up the camera outside, and he's like, I'm gonna go check in really quick.
Oh, he's still doing the camera.
Yeah,
right.
Carl's probably so stoned out there, like, trying to put pieces together, like...
Yeah, I'm like, Carl's... I don't think you're reading the room very well, Chase. I don't think Carl's ready to deal with your camera setup. He's gonna snap that shit.
Yeah.
He's either gonna break it, or he's just gonna do nothing. He's just gonna still be staring at it because it's like he doesn't want. He's worried about touching it. God, yeah, like GIS comes up more than I expected, but yeah, like that. I actually spent like months working with ArcGIS, not only for the end of my geology major, but also because because it seemed like something that would be good for my resume. I was working on somebody else's master's thesis, so I was making the maps and like working with all of the data they were working with, because they were doing a bunch of like mapping of like the sheer number of mines that are around like Lake Berryessa, and that made me concerned about the water quality around there. But it was a whole thing about the water at Lake Berryessa, and like the potential like seeping from all of the mines that are there, because there's just actually like just a fuck ton of mines around Berryessa. So I wouldn't drink the water there. But like GIS is a sort of like a standard data set that lets you just like import various files with coordinate data into the ArcGIS like program, and as long as all the maps are being like projected correctly, you can like layer on a variety of different like pieces of data, like topographic data, or like this thing that's like a data set where the mines are, or this thing that's like population data, and that's how like I think it's just like the standard mapping thing you just deal with, basically.
That sounds fucking awful. I'm sorry.
It was a pain. It was in some ways it was surprisingly similar to the mess that is trying to set up a VR chat avatar and just being like, oh fuck, I think I imported these in the wrong order. The entire project's fucked. What did I do? How do I unfuck this? Because I'm not actually I didn't actually get trained in this. I just figured it out. And figured it out is in air quotes. He scoots back over towards his computer, beginning to type something in. I catch a glimpse of his desktop wallpaper. Looks like some sort of waterfall surrounded by a lush evergreen forest. So you gotta hold on to what you can in your cubicle. Oh. It's like, greenery. Somewhere that isn't here. It's kind of blurry, like a smaller image stretched to fit the size screen. I also see a few transparent stock image logos overlaid on top. Didn't find a good one. He's using like a fucking what's the one that Shutterstock picture with those like the small gray like grid of diagonal lines.
Come on, Flynn.
The type that YouTubers use as a thumbnail, as a joke. They use like crappy cropped Shutterstock images with like big prominent watermarks on them.
Even I know how to not do that.
Yeah.
Flynn, you have no excuse.
We got physical records, the real old ones, stored in the mail room. I wouldn't say that shit's very browsable. Some religious historical society types came by 8 months ago and helped us archive a lot of it. They're all in the labeled manila folders along with the south wall. Flynn turns back to the computer, pecking at the keyboard. For a clerk, he's not remotely a fast typer.
That's what I do. I chicken tap. Yeah.
Ah, shit.
No, I do spell check, so I have a fucking ton of typos. I just type as fast as I can, chicken pecking, and then at the end I just let the spell check fix all my typos. I don't backspace ever.
I'm sure I've said this plenty before, but like the way I learned how to type without looking was on accident, which is that I started World of Warcraft being somebody that had to like look to type, but there's just so much incentive back then, before everyone was constantly in voice chat all the time with Discord and whatnot as a standardized thing. You just had to type to people all the time. Like, because if you're playing World of Warcraft as like a high schooler or younger, it's like your social media platform. It's like how people use Fortnite today. Like people use Fortnite as like the social platform with all that. It's popular because it became the de facto place, like Minecraft before it, of like where all of your friends were online all the time. And like for me, that was back then, that was World of Warcraft, and before that was probably EverQuest. So you just had to like type a lot to be like socially included and stuff like that, and that was why you were there more than even playing the game half the time. And I just kind of one day realized that I was not looking. So I just like one day I just realized like, oh shit. It clicked that I was typing while multitasking, because there's so much incentive to multitask and look at the screen, and so like jumping back and forth is like a whole thing you're doing as fast as possible to like glance at the keyboard to type the right letters, but also like keep your character moving and kind of like keep all the tasks you're trying to accomplish going at once. And one day you just realized that you're spinning the plates successfully and didn't know when you figured out how to do it. And I was just typing without looking, and now I just do that. Ta-da!
I wish I could do that. I like had to cheat in my computer class when I was in middle school. When the teacher like wasn't looking, I just looked down and typed as fast as I could to catch up. Yeah. Because we had like typing tests, and I was never going to pass that class.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So yeah, typing, being forced to multitask in a video game is a much more entertaining way to learn how to touch type than doing an actual class on it, where they're like, okay, put the cardboard box over your hands and now you can't see, good luck.
Oh dude, I would if my teacher was smart enough to have thought of that, I would have just failed the class. I couldn't do it.
Wait, you had a touch typing test in school where they didn't just block your hands?
No.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so I definitely cheated. I cheated my whole way through.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's just a piece of cardboard. It's not like expensive school supplies.
No, I fucking cheated the fuck out of that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's why I still can't type.
They could even be like, bring your own shoebox. Like, it's not fucking... schools are sad. It's depressing.
My teacher was just too nice. Like he was just like, he just trusted us. He was like, don't look down. I loved him. He was so sweet. But I was like, dude, I'm fucking cheating. Like, I'm sorry. I don't normally cheat on tests, but if I don't cheat, I'm not gonna pass this class. I can't save the penguins when the iceberg is melting. I can't kill the zombies in zombie typing game. I can't do any of the.
I can't save the penguins.
Well, the ice is melting. Yes, it's one of those typing test things. My penguins die. Like.
Okay.
None of the games worked for me. I just fucking suck.
Oh, damn. I forgot to ask permission to film here. Flynn grunts. Permission granted. Go do that while I get this fucking thing working. Glancing back at his screen, I see incorrect password. 2 remaining entries before lockout. Flash up. Uh-oh. I don't think Flynn's very good at his job.
He's got caps lock on.
After looking at his keyboard, it takes me only a couple seconds to figure out what's wrong. Flynn? What? He snaps at me, and I can see his pointed teeth between his scaled lips for a moment. You have caps lock on. Flynn pounds the caps lock key with some extra force before turning back to typing. Thanks. Now fuck off for a bit. I stare at him, and I can't help but feel a twisting sensation in my chest. I'm not sure if I expected him to treat me differently after what we did, but I definitely didn't think he'd treat me worse. Well, your boyfriend did storm into his house and just do everything like that, and that's tied to you now emotionally, so yeah, enjoy that, Chase.
That's still not his fault.
Yeah.
It sucks, but...
He's not entirely psyched, but also, it is the same day.
Yeah.
Like... He just you just had like a violent wolf burst into your house and like interrogate your whole house like he's the cops looking for drugs or something, and it's just like, fuck off, this is my space. His jumblies are roiled.
His jimmies are rustled.
Charlize Theron. I try to think of something to say to make this right, to make this not awkward as it seems to be getting. Yet the longer I sit there, the more uncomfortable he seems to get. I guess I'm just literally leering at him like a creep right now. Fuck. I get up and head out, deciding to keep my mouth shut as the best course of action for the time being. As I step outside, the first thing I see is Carl down on his knees in the gravel, the tripod upright beside him. His large shoulders are shaking some, and I can hear rasped swears in between his shuffling movements. He definitely broke the camera.
He broke it, he broke it!
He definitely broke the camera. Carl?
Oh, no.
Carl's shuffling stops. The ram turns his head to look at me, the whites of his eyes looking like the color of bubblegum. He's crying. No, he's high.
Yeah.
Or he's crying and high.
Yeah.
Why not both? Porque no las is that it? Porque no las dos?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, because you're not online.
I'm not online, and I took French in high school.
I think, well, there's some commercial where at the end this little girl goes why not both in Spanish, and that is just it just makes the rounds in any context so often to the point where people quote it in Spanish.
French would be something like pourquoi, like I don't know, do. It's like pourquoi like ne du pas. I'm fucking this up.
Warum uns?
Because you have to.
Warum uns nicht? No. I don't know what both is in German. I can't remember it right now. But not.
Yeah, I don't know what both
like,
is in French.
Like not would be nicht, and then warum is why. But I can't do it.
But what you just said, didn't you say dos?
What?
Didn't you say dos in your Spanish?
I said porque no las dos?
Yeah, no las dos. So like, why not?
I was just guessing.
Well, maybe like maybe saying both is like.
But like in German's really far off though, so it's like. I guess
well, everyone's gonna kill us.
I think it's wrong. I think uns is like, yeah, no. I failed you all. Guess he wasn't sobering as much as I thought he was.
Fuck, dude. I'm sorry. Fuck. It just slipped and shit because the thing is too hard to put on. Like, it won't lock. There was no click.
As I approach, I see my camera splayed out in front of him in the gravel on the side. Carl's clutching a snapped-off battery in his paw.
This is one of the things I thought would happen when we asked him to get out of the car and he started helping us. I was like, okay, this is the result of that decision.
This is fucked.
Yeah.
Although I feel like, honestly, gravel would cushion the fall a bit. Like, I feel like you just like scratch the screen, but I feel like you're not landing hard. I feel like the gravel, depending on the grain size, is like...
It is better.
Gonna lead to a significant cushioning.
It depends, yeah.
Because it'll move and slide. The good news is it's not Chase's camera. The bad news is he is responsible for it. The good news is I think it also is doomed in every timeline almost. So
well,
I don't have much faith that he takes it home. Like he didn't take the camera on the ghost train when he escaped in Leo's route. Like. So I think this is just a universal truth most of the time, is he's just like, well, fuck this camera, hey man, I guess I'm out.
The project wasn't gonna get done anyway, let's face it. Who fucking cares?
Oh, Jesus, Carl, you dropped it? Chase. I know you're not genre savvy, you don't know you're in a story, but oh my god, it's just instantly, I'm like, this is exactly what's gonna happen, Chase. And then you just trusted... It doesn't even take long to set up a tripod. Why would you want Carl to do it? He doesn't know how to do that.
Well, he also doesn't want to be here. So, like, why you wanted him for moral support. Why are you making him do things? You're already asking more from him than he wants to do. Don't be a dick.
Also, speaking of somebody who has to make video essays in this tiny, shitty room, like, it is not... Tripods suck. Tripods really suck. They're weird. The top of a tripod is strange. How it attaches to the camera is strange. It's confusing and odd. I've done it wrong most of the time. I've just straight up done it wrong. It's a strange, frustrating process.
Keith, don't ever ask me to set up your tripod for you, because I'm gonna fucking break it. Like, Carl. It won't turn on and this thing fell off.
He holds up the battery casing and I quickly take it from him, beginning to try and fasten it back on.
I'm really fucking sorry, man. I'll pay for it and everything, and like, I can write a note to your teacher saying it's my fault that...
Snap. The battery locks into place on the back of the camera. With a tentative sigh, I flip on the power.
Aww.
The digital display flashes to life through the viewfinder. I look back up at Carl. His jaw is slack, his expression vacant, almost gormless.
Gormless, nice.
It's fine. Looks like nothing's broken or cracked. He rubs his sizable paw across his eyes and muzzle, closing his mouth. I was right about the gravel. I'm a genius. I'm a geologenius.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a jizzer.
Oh my god.
I'm jizz precision. I need to use the jizz program.
I'm gonna put jizzard.
I can't believe you
past
planted that in my
boobies.
brain, and I've never thought of that horrible pronunciation for GIS before.
Yeah, no, my first thought. But, like he, like,
The flickering wave of relief that appears in his eyes seems to quickly dissipate, however.
huh? Guess it wasn't broken.
No, the battery disconnected from the camera when it slid off the tripod. The design to come off. That's the first time a video game ever made me cry was because a battery came out of a device.
What? Wait, in real life to the device or in the game?
In real life, as a little kid,
okay.
I was playing Pokemon Yellow, and I got to the Elite Four, and I was outside of my house chatting with some of my friends while playing the game. I don't know why they came by, I don't remember. But being a stupid kid, I can't stop playing a video game, and so because I'm like 8, and I need to keep playing the Pokemon at all times. And in the middle of the conversation, I drop my Game Boy Color, and the battery pops out. And when I put the battery back in and fire the game back up, my save is just gone.
God.
And that was like the most loss I'd ever experienced at that age.
Oh no,
So
I would cry too.
So I just broke down crying as like an 8-year-old or whatever because I just lost my save at the end of Pokemon Yellow.
That sucks.
And I just lost my mind.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss.
The first video game to genuinely make me cry in the video game was Metal Gear Solid 2. Which is funny because I think it's a character everyone hates nowadays, but that was also young when I played that because I was probably like 11. And if I played it now, it's probably the least interesting thing about that game because that game was doing a lot of wild shit that did not register because I was 8 or 11 or whatever.
Do you notice Snake's fine butt cheeks?
His toned ass.
He has such a toned ass. That'd make me cry. That game makes me cry for that reason.
Those games make people feel things. You just got
Yeah.
a bunch of men in skin-tight suits and a lot of like harnesses and stuff.
Yeah,
just
dude.
Squeezing places. I wonder
Yeah,
why.
dude. I don't know.
It's to make them stealthier. It makes them stealthy that his cracks out.
Yeah, sure. And
Yeah.
you know, it was like quiet breathes through her
Yeah.
skin, and so she can't wear
The
clothes.
Leon Kennedy tramp stamp mod makes you more stealthy. Makes you a better agent.
Oh goodness.
No, the battery disconnected from the camera when it slid off the tripod. They're designed to come off. Like, I do it all the time to recharge them. He just kneels there, rubbing his face as he stares at the equipment. Carl, this isn't that hard.
Don't be a dick face.
Hey, shut up.
You know what I would do? I'd be like, oh, like it's okay, little Carl. Like it's fine. You didn't break it. Like let's go get ice cream.
He's quiet for a second.
Yeah, I know it isn't.
Why would you say that?
He's helping you, motherfucker.
No. Carl, go in my fridge. You can get an It's It.
Yeah, get an It's It.
Go get
It'll
an
make
It's
you
It.
feel better.
He pushes himself back up to his hose. Look, all you gotta do when you're trying to attach the camera to the tripod is slide it in the existing grooves right here. Grooves? What does your tripod look like? I've got this shitty fucko thing that's got like a bolt sticking up, and you gotta screw it onto the bolt, but there's this irritating latch you need to get out of the way because there's like a fucking metal bubble thing that sticks up that blocks you from spinning the camera if it's in the way, and I hate it. I hate it. What grooves? I want grooves.
I think a lot of them do have that little thing.
I want to latch in. Yeah, I want to latch into grooves. That's not how my tripod or my camera are shaped. Hook me up, camera people. I want a high quality super camera, film quality, but also you just press record and it does the rest for you because I'm stupid. I don't want to learn a new skill.
I want to go
It's
for
too many skills.
Just so I can wear it while doing normal things.
I'm already writing and voicing and editing. I don't need to also learn cameras. That's too many things.
I want a GoPro so I can live my normal life, and then when I'm like 70, I can like go back and watch like that one Tuesday in June in 2013 or 23, and be like, oh, weird.
GoPros are so ugly.
I'm curious. You're not gonna see it. You're not gonna see it in the
fisheye.
Well, I don't know.
GoPro fisheye, no.
You don't gotta use fisheye, right?
That's just what the lenses are like for GoPro, because they're designed to have like a really wide angle like view to catch as much as possible.
Put it on my dog.
Put it on my dog.
And see what my dog sees.
What does my dog see? She stares at your pillow all day. She just lays on the bed.
No, she looks at my fish tank. I think it's really cute. She watches the fish.
She watches the fish.
She ran in here. She ran in your room earlier because I was feeding my fish, and one of them like got uppity and splashed around because they're really big fish.
Yeah.
And she got scared. She like ran into this room.
She's out. I point to the two beveled edges of the base, then bring it from the backside and...
Dude, I just don't think I'm up for this right now.
He's looking back towards my car, his paws in the pockets. Fine. I got this, I guess.
Yeah, I just get in the way.
I give Carl a look. I know he's not obligated to help me or anything, but Jesus Christ. Carl.
Chase is such a dick.
It's your project. He's not... It's one thing if you just need someone to carry something or something and help out or hang out. Like, no, I'm here for your project, haha. But like, he doesn't have... Every single part of what you're doing is like some kind of skill you presumably learned, and random people aren't going to be helpful there with filming and recording and so on.
Well, also, you guys gotta respect the fact that they don't want to be doing this, and they're doing this for you as a favor. Like, you should just be grateful, you know?
And I'm just thinking, like, if you're even remotely good with cameras, then you do not want to hand it to somebody else and have them be like, oh yeah, here's what I got. I'm horrified by the choices people make with, like, framing on a regular basis. Like, no, oh god, why is the negative space there? Why did you do that? Why is that what you thought was good? Did you think Dutch angles were like clever? Like, what were you going for? Like, if you have opinions about filming, you do not want somebody else to be doing it for you. That just like on a whim, like just trusting them. So like, that's super. It's just like, what is it? What part of this process is Carl gonna help you with? He's just gonna hang out. That's what he signed up for. Well,
that's honestly also what Chase asked him to do. Chase didn't tell him that, oh, you're gonna be handling equipment. He just said like, oh, can you go in with me so I'm not there by myself all day, so you're not sitting in the car.
Exactly. Like, even when we were like, Carl, just get out of the car, we thought he was gonna come hang out in the lobby
in a nicer,
like a building,
like not hot car. I mean, granted, it might be hotter inside there than
I didn't predict it being hot in the city hall. I also thought it was gonna be more City Hall-y than that, but I guess
like a library looking place.
Yeah, I guess we expected a different vibe from Echo, but Echo's Echo, so it's City Hall is like a sad cubicle room with like one desk and a sweaty office behind it, and that's the whole place.
Well, like I said, look at this fucking building. This building makes no sense.
They got to keep the heat off with all the tarps.
Well, that's for the monsoon. Remember, it took off the part of the roof.
Oh yeah, right.
I like how they tied it in.
They tied it in. You thought it was weird, but it was all explained. He dips his head, trudging his way back towards the car. With a sigh, I start setting up the remaining equipment myself. It takes me about 15 minutes to get it all put together, and the color white balanced. Okay, why did that take you 15 minutes though? Chase, why did you take 15 minutes to set up a camera? Even still, the gravel parking lot makes it difficult to adequately line up my shot. Everything ends up looking slightly crooked. You just dig it in.
Yeah, he's kind of gotta...
You just kind of lean down on the tripod a little bit and wiggle it until it's like the grooves are all tucked in there, and then you adjust the lengths until the bubbles line up. Chase.
Well, so it sounds like you're asking...
You just said how easy it was.
Yeah, it sounds like you're asking Carl to do something that you currently aren't even able to do.
Your internal monologues is making you sound like a baby-back bitch. I know I can probably fix it all in post, but that's more work for me that I'm not looking forward to. Chase. You just go to you just go to the cropping tool, and you just slightly rotate and zoom in the screen until the horizontal thing that's supposed to look horizontal is horizontal. I fixed an entire video essay this way because my own tripod was set up like crookedly, and it took 1 second. it's so easy to fix a tilt of a few degrees. It's fine. This is not a huge problem for you later that's going to cause a knock-on effect. You can even hit Control-C on the clip you fixed, and then you can select all the other clips you also want to fix, and you can duplicate that effect. You can duplicate the fix you did to all the other ones and apply it to all of them without doing it individually. Just Chase. Chase, you're so defeatist the moment you just said how easy it was to Carl. I'm so frustrated with this character.
He's like a little kid. He's like, it's too hard. Like gives up. Like.
Carl, meanwhile, has his eyes glued to his phone. Looks like he found a pair of earbuds because he's got those in too.
Yeah, he doesn't want to hear you bitching about how hard it is to do the thing you asked him to do.
Yeah. Refocusing, I take stock of the footage I've got from here so far. The midday sun means that my recordings are all pretty much well lit, but I can't help but think that a sunset would be more symbolic. I can't remember if they got Carl's ass in the frame or not when he mooned us in the prologue.
Oh yeah.
That's before the split, so it's easy to forget. It's 1 million years ago. Maybe I'll come back later. I don't know. My phone vibrates in my shorts. Is that your phone or you just... Grabbing it, I've got a few new messages from Leo. With Jenna and TJ playing football. Losing to Kudzu. I'm assuming it means soccer, but I decide now isn't the time to press him on his word choice.
Do not...
Shut up!
Shut the fuck up. He spelled it like the way you spell it.
Yeah.
And also, you should just fucking understand and don't get on his ass for calling it football.
Yeah. What? It's just... Sounds fun, filming with Carl and Flynn here. I capitalize words and use punctuation.
I'm better than you. Dude, Leo's gonna be fucking... He's gonna be like, oh, you're with Flynn? Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe he shouldn't have mentioned Flynn. Didn't need to mention Flynn.
I'm definitely not suspicious of him or anything, says Leo. Like,
I slide my phone in my pocket, unlocking the trunk of my car so I can start putting away all this equipment. Is fucking Leo gonna show up now? Just tears ass across the entire countryside to arrive at City Hall.
He's like, I can help you put your tripod together.
I'll be your tripod.
Yeah.
Film on my back. Like, Leo's the type to be human furniture just to be included.
Yeah, you can sit on me. Are your feet tired? You can sit on me. That's fine.
After closing the trunk, I realize now that Flynn's standing in the City Hall entryway with his arms crossed, staring furrowed at my vehicle. Why the fuck is Carl here? Carl here, just sitting in the car. I throw up my arms and shrug. Damn, his eyes. He's fucking stoned off his rocker, ain't he? Flynn is squinting in the window at the Ram, who seems to barely acknowledge his presence. He ate too much of an edible this morning, apparently. I don't think I could make out someone's eyes from the outside of a car.
Yeah, I thought that was weird also. Because
even
Carl's looking down at his phone.
Yeah, just like even without tinting, windows like obscure a lot of like that kind of detail. That's too specific to me.
Flynn just has Carl vision. He's just like
he's always zeroes in on Carl.
He's
every
like,
single.
Meow, meow. He's like assessing Carl's.
I can sense as every pheromone.
It's like, oh, his heartbeat is regular. His respiratory rate slightly elevated.
He's got like fucking like trauma center DS like surgery vision on Carl and Carl only at all times.
My love. Why is my love sitting in the car?
I just can't get over the idea that Carl wants to sit in the car in the desert. It's just so specifically hot here all the time, and it has to be so bad in the car.
Well, if he has the AC on, then...
Does he have the AC on, though?
I'm assuming.
Because they got out.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
That's just suffering. Flynn looks to me, then back to Carl. Probably for the best he's staying in the car, then. Come on. He turns, heading back inside. I follow, catching a glimpse of Carl sinking down in his seat. What are we looking at? Is it a yarn ball? Is that a
That's a soccer ball.
Photo? It's a soccer ball?
I think so. I think it's just a printed soccer ball.
It looks like a photo of a yarn ball. Why is it so weird?
Because I think because a soccer ball has panels on it, so I think they're just different colored panels. I don't know. For some reason I'm just thinking that's a soccer ball.
Because you just were told soccer.
Maybe.
Is it the seal? There's like something up on the wall.
I don't fucking.
Is that the flag of Echo? Is it just a white flag with a little seal on one side?
Maybe. What? Yeah.
At the top of the screen, there's like something.
Yeah.
I don't. And they pulled out the L file. L for what?
Loser.
Oh, that's why Leo doesn't have good endings. Because he always takes the L.